Fox 13 News at 9 starts now.
I am so grateful that it brings some relief knowing that this person will no longer be able to do things like that to someone else.
But we pray for her and her family, because her family has been affected just as much as we have.
These two parents received word today that police arrested the woman accused of gunning down their daughter. 48-year-old Anitra West was the church's chicken employee police say was murdered on the job in Orange Mound. But tonight, suspect 45-year-old Monica Williams sits in the Shelby County Jail East, in fact, after being on the run for days. Thank you so much for joining us tonight for Fox 13 News at 9. I'm Darcy Thomas.
And I'm Daryl Green. This is an interview you'll see only here on Fox 13. Let's go to Daniel Wilkerson. He spoke exclusively with those parents. He's live tonight outside the church's chicken where that murder happened. So, Daniel, first of all, it's hard to imagine how those parents are able to give that sort of grace this soon after their daughter's murder. How did they take the news of the arrest?
You know, it's a complex situation. Darcy and Daryl, good evening to you. Good evening to you at home. They are godly people. You heard them say it off the top. Even amongst all their pain, their thoughts are with the suspect's family. But still, they lost a daughter. So in that sense, they're glad the suspect is off the street. It's a situation no parent wants to experience.
When you're a mother and you raise children and they have children which are your grandchildren, you always look that it would be you that would go before them and not them before you.
Monday, Bruce and Antoinette Stevens got the news the woman accused of murdering their daughter is now in custody.
It's relief that she's not on the street.
Police announced Monday they had 45-year-old Monica Williams in custody. She was on the run since investigators say she shot and killed 48-year-old Anitra West a week before. Officers say Williams murdered West, an employee at the church's chicken on Park Avenue in Orange Mound. Police put out this picture of the suspect taken near the drive-thru window that day. She had purple hair then, but had a noticeably different hairstyle Monday when officers captured her mugshot. The Stevens live in Colorado, but say they learned of their daughter's death last week while in Orlando.
And this happened while we were on vacation. And 4 hours before we came back, Anitra couldn't come because she was working.
Anitra's father, a pastor, says they were devastated.
It was hard. We were struck. We were surprised. We were hurt. But immediately, her and I, we prayed immediately that God give us strength.
Their former son-in-law, their daughter's ex-husband Lorenzo West, says the daughter he shares with Anitra heard the news of the arrest.
She said, I told you they were going to get her. I said, I knew they were going to get her. It was just, she was too famous. You know, there's nowhere to hide when you're that famous. And nobody, yeah. Purple hair, and I mean, nobody's going to hide you, you know, when everybody's looking for you. Shout out to Thaddeus Matthews and all the people on the internet that put all the info out there.
As to the parents' thoughts on the woman accused of their daughter's murder,
I'm a firm believer that some people do deserve a second chance. Don't get me wrong. But there's a degree of the morality and the moral stipulations of killing people, hurting people, doing harm to people. That should be a priority of saying, okay, this person may do this again. And until you're certain that they won't do it again, they need to do the time that they have done in order to be put there in the first place.
We have to trust in God that things will work out, that she's treated fairly in the system, and that's what we believe.
Where do you get that kind of forgiveness or at heart from?
It comes from God.
Perhaps the only source of that type of grace. Back out here live tonight, that father tells me that they are not people of great means. They say they had to max their credit cards just to get here to Memphis. Meanwhile, they have set up a GoFundMe page to help with the funeral expenses. If you would like to donate, just go to fox13memphis.com. Meanwhile, the ex-husband who you heard from there, he says that he does not believe that this murder was simply over a food order. More on that coming up.